So let's clarify. Right now, we have single member, winner-take-all districts. If you just had two parties running and one party got 49% of the vote, 49% of the vote end up with zero representation. 49% of the people in that district do not have their values reflected in the government. And so right now, Minneapolis and St. Paul, if you look at the Minnesota House, 100% of the people elected from those regions, Minneapolis and St. Paul, are Democrats. Well, does that mean in Minneapolis and St. Paul there's no Republicans, there's no Greens, there's no Libertarians, there's no Socialists? Is that what they're saying? So we're not getting an accurate reflection from Minneapolis and St. Paul, and you could take that out to rural areas of the state. You could go to Carver County or other parts of Minnesota where it's 100% Republican in a huge area. And that's not honest. And so what it does is proportional systems decentralize power. You don't have to get a huge number to get a seat at the table, and you can vote more accurately with your values. And in that respect, what we're looking at is a situation where people are engaged. In every proportional system in the world, you generally end up with about 75 to 95% turnout, because people don't have to get a big number. Because what we have now is a situation where the dominant two parties create the illusion that we're reflecting the values of the culture. And so what they do is after each 10 years after the census, whoever's in power, Democrats or Republicans, they draw the lines for the districts. They draw the lines where the voters, basically, they see where the voters voted in the last election, and then you draw the lines to their advantage. They establish these safe districts, and so in many respects, the dominant two parties are basically pick the voters in advance, creating the illusion that the voters are picking the candidates that they're electing. It's a real trick in a way. It's not absolute, and there are closed districts where there can be somewhat considered democratic activity. But in a proportional system, you don't have to get a big number to get a seat, and you can refresh the system. The other part of it, of course, is when you have these safe districts, then moneyed interests know exactly, almost a guaranteed outcome for them, because they know exactly what they're dealing with. And it gives them some sense of security when they invest in a candidate or a party. And so that creates predictability for those interests that are counter to the interests of what I consider democratic practices.